Homodime is a character action game that makes you relentlessly finger the parry button and dodge balls like a lesbian. Imagine Devil May Cry, Nier, and Toho sitting in a circle, straight up jorking it, and all their nut conglomerated into In fact, you almost never hear anyone reference Toho when talking about Homodime, even though you play as a shrine maiden in a bullet hell who kills yokai and men don't exist. That's to be expected. Balls are the enemy. You play as Homodime, world-renowned child murderer, homicidal girl failure, and an arsonist. The name Homura means hot as shit, like fire and stuff. I learned that from Madoka Magica. Hime obviously stands for Hime Joshi and nothing else. As terrifying as the inner machinations of Yokotaro's mind are, he provided direct feedback to the Homodime devs to help improve the game, so maybe he's actually a little pookie baby sweetie pie chudling deep down. In the tutorial alone, the smooth movement and responsive inputs were already tickling my cuda. There was no getting used to it. I loaded in, walked around, did some fights, and like Goldilocks, it was just right. Starting out, almost all my currency went towards buying new combos. Inputs are sensitive, so if you're like me and have a bad habit of mashing, it will stall your input and fuck up your combo. Dedicate your brain power towards deliberate button presses, and the rest will come naturally. Along with combos, you can buy skills, equipping 4 at once. My go-tos consisted of Gap Closer, Spicy Gap Closer, Virgil Lamau, and Bird. Parry timings are indicated by a red flash, which normally I wouldn't like, since you aren't exactly reading the enemy's attacks at that point, but with how much bullshit is going on, you quickly understand why they made this decision, and just as quickly come to appreciate it. Dodge and parry don't reset your combo, which is important during late game when 10 plus hyper aggro monsters are lining up for backshots. In the air you get one dash, but can parry as many times as you want. Your dash also resets upon each parry. The game tells you right away that you can input a direction upon parrying to move, which made me verbally exclaim under my breath, "Oh my god." Generally, you'll use this for repositioning since you're always on the move, but in the air, it basically lets you fly around the area as long as there are things to parry. I first heard of Homodime long before I got a demo, but it was mostly a passing interest. It looked like a simple action game, nothing special, but I'll play anything with cute girls in it. In hindsight, the trailers did this game dirty. There was nothing showing how much of a clusterfuck later fights could be. They should have gotten better editors. To alleviate the monotony of running through corridors, there are platforming sections which would usually elicit a groan in a character action game, but they managed to avoid making it a frustrating experience. It's quite responsive, letting you cling to walls and going up wind tunnels. Moving and vanishing structures make things a bit more interesting, and the grinding sections are literally better than Rail Canyon and Shadow Generations. But platforming is definitely not the highlight of this game. The obstacle courses are very linear, so you'll basically never get the opportunity to find an alternative route, creatively make a jump, or clear a course in a way that wasn't intended. There's simply not enough depth to the system for it. I don't have a problem with this since it's not the core focus, but it's unfortunate that player decision making is lacking here when it excels in other areas, like being able to roleplay Ant-Man x Thanos with this demon. Visually, the game is interesting to look at, with an earthy colour scheme yet vibrant tones. The monster designs range from cute to weird, and the characters equally so. If you're a weeb for Japanese folklore and mythology, then I'm sure you'll be quite pleased. No complaints from me regarding art direction, except for the outfit designs. Is she okay? Girl, are you okay? Who vacuum sealed your vagina? If you fart, those tights will explode. Preferences will vary, but if you're a bit of an anime gooner, you'll probably appreciate most of the outfits. Traditional Japanese design as the focal point is really cool, but the fan service aspects are quite in your face. I give it a not for me out of 10. Homodime is a short game, but you can tell the devs put their whole pussy into each level, like giving the first boss 2 completely different phases, both of which are fun and surprisingly cinematic. So our hero, Homodime, goes around slaying demons who are causing trouble, but then we'll meet these people whose powerful emotions and tragic backstory turn them into archdemons. We see directly into their memories, learn exactly what they suffered, and that there is not a shred of malice in them. For our first mission, we're trying to find out the cause for all these people getting spirited away. When we beat up this archdemon child and ask her what she did with all the missing people, she genuinely has no idea what we're talking about. She only wants to find her missing family. Friendly reminder that this is our hero, by the way.
実は今すぐ払うべき非常に危険なようまで今回の任務の討伐目標
Epic rap battles of history. Hydrogen bomb. This is coughing baby. Begin.
Everybody tries to justify it. Their existence is a danger to everyone. No point thinking about it any further. I'm just gonna blow up some more children with impact frames now. To her credit, our hero, Homura Hime Joshi, does start developing this crazy thing called a conscience after she's murdered a sufficient number of children. Fucking dead. Fucking dead. Homura's character is that of a stone-cold femcel chud. She's a girl of few words, and reticent aura-farming female characters have always been a weak spot of mine. This is likely due to the subconscious desire for my quiet, asocial personality and autistically stunted social development to be perceived by others as cool, mysterious, and badass, and for once not be told I need to go to therapy. The voice actress does a great job. I especially like how she's able to convey Homura forcing emotion into her tone, but it clearly sounds awkward and stilted.
そんなことはない。私は神宮の任務を完遂したい。だから、アンにはいつも助けてもらってる。
An is the complete opposite of our protagonist. Loud, emotive, doesn't shut the fuck up, voices Rice Shower and Uma Musume. I thought she sounded familiar. The story was very clearly written by actual humans, and flesh-made art is greatly appreciated in these trying times. The soundtrack is pretty solid, using a mix of traditional Japanese instruments and electronic synths. This both grounds itself with the art direction and setting, while also foreshadowing the sci-fi themes that subtly pop up throughout the game before becoming the core focus at the end of the story. Collectibles through our missions consist of currency, flowers, mad head game. The first head is -4 syllables away from calling you a slur, and the second immediately goes in for a Riz check. I've actually read a Yuri light novel where a fictional story within the universe of the novel itself was about a Yuri between a human girl and a disembodied head. So I guess that means I have 2 nickels now. Homura Hime decides that she will no longer blow up children, but adults are still completely fine.
好奇心は猫をも殺すのよ。
That's definitely ogre recap. And the best part is, it still won't be the last time we hear Uma Musume voices in this game. I'm glad she didn't blow up a child this time. Alright, time for the 4th level. Holy shit!
結構やるやん。けどな、お楽しみはこれからや。ビビってもらえるね。
What the fuck is this? I was promised muscle mummies and the game just throws more children my way. You know how they use decoys to lure out pedos?
Who are you waiting for?
My friends?
Listen, we know you're here to see an 11-year-old girl.
She said she was 12!
I feel like this just happened to me, but like, in reverse. This freakazoid likes legal age consenting adults, get her. The level is dotted with schoolgirl police dogs, and if there's one thing Homura Hime Joshi excels at, it's stabbing minors. Have you guys heard of Inari 1, winner of the 1989 Spring Tennis Show, Takarasuka Keenan and Arima Keenan, who was turned into an anime girl in Uma Musume? Well, I can say with absolute conviction that we have found the biggest Inari 1 fan in the world. Oh, but cringe, they only look basically identical. That's not enough proof that she's based on her. Dear viewer, they have the exact same voice actress. Our darling bro really went. Man, I love Inari 1 so much. How do I put her in my game without getting smited by Psy games? Massive respect. Liking Inari 1 is savant behavior. Now that the doggy girls have surrendered, Homura Hime swears that she is done mindlessly killing children and people in general. No more murder, and especially no more killing kids. Jesus Christ. There was a 2-for-1 deal going on, can you really blame her? When she wakes up, Homura Hime can't remember what transpired while Anna's just standing there like, well, this is awkward. Where are the dog kids? You killed them in front of an entire city. Ah, damn it, I said I wouldn't do that anymore. Will our hero, Homicide Hime, manage to overcome her infanticide tendencies? Have you guys heard of Sirius Simbali, winner of the 1985 Japanese Derby, and first Japanese racehorse to attempt a multi-year-long overseas expedition, turned anime girl in Uma Musume? Well, her voice actress is here too, making that 4 Uma voices in this game alone. I know what you are, Crimson Dusk. Homura Hime tries really hard to not murder Mamiya, but then she literally runs onto her sword. Here we are witnessing Homicide Hime Joshi push the limits of what it means to be a girl failure. Ladies, we're all gonna have to step up our game if we want to be half the fuck up she is. That's all 5 levels and bosses cleared now, so Homura is summoned by the High Priestess for her reward. Thank you for killing all those people, but killing people is bad. Oh well, we're gonna have to kill you for that now. No way. Virgil's daughter has her own Virgil. It's only fitting that Homura unlocks her Devil Trigger now too. By this point in the game, enemies have become incredibly aggressive. Parrying is easy, but finding openings isn't. The Phoenix skill is great for getting in damage while under pressure. Making sure to remember your different shooting abilities helps too. The combo inputs themselves are very simple and don't take long to memorize, so Homura Hime is a great start for beginners before they move on to other, more complex action titles. Enemies attack much faster than most other games, since their obvious telegraphs allow them to without becoming straight up unreadable for the player. So if you're after something that just throws a whole bunch of bullshit at you without a care, that's another point towards Homura Hime. After defeating the clone, we've now entered what's basically postgame, in which the world resets, reviving all the archdemons we killed. To fight them again, you go through what's essentially abridged versions of their stages. The bosses themselves have a few additional changes, like different attack patterns, or even entirely brand new phases. Oh. Muscle Mummy is actually real, we just had to wait. I have a lot of questions, but I'm too afraid to ask them. The unhinged, absurd vibe all throughout the base game narrative is really great. At times it's difficult to tell if I'm supposed to laugh or if the writers are like, nah, this is dead serious, stop smiling. That fine balancing act is very precious. But when it comes to the post-game story, if you have played at least one JRPG in your life, you have seen how this will play out. Ooh, they are all in a simulation. Everyone is pre-programmed AI and code. Their emotions are considered bugs. The literal video game characters want to exhibit free will. It's very goofy, incredibly on the nose with its themes, and impossible to take seriously. We also have obligatory JRPG god in the form of an evil table voiced by the JoJo Dio guy. That's my commentary. In order to take control of the simulation, Homura has to kill Ann, which is how you unlock the good ending. If you pick spare her, Homura starts talking directly to the player. Nice job, fuckface. Pick the correct option next time, would you? I was disappointed that the story went for a generic JRPG climax. It felt like that unhinged energy from the base game narrative was gone because of it. Why would they close out such a funny storyline with something so mundane? But after sitting on it for a bit, I don't think that's the case. The energy that drew me in is still present in post-game, like the fuck-ass evil clone who's silly, over the top and a little bit edgy, and the evil table who is literally God. I'm still not over that. Homura going around saving all the archdemons in the reset world was cool too. It's just Postgame only lasts like 2 hours, so there was nowhere near enough time to shove a plot point of that magnitude into such a small portion without it feeling rushed. While not the tidiest execution, it managed to be ridiculous and fun the whole way through. For me at least, enjoyment stemmed from being unable to tell if I was supposed to take anything happening on screen seriously or not. The only thing more evil than Homura's infanticide spree are these chud-ass, fuck-ass font choices in the UI. Learn what a drop shadow is, or I swear to God, I'll draw Homura having lesbian sex with her clone. That's a threat, I'm very bad at anatomy. You've got this lovely score menu visuals and the skill bar art, all ruined by this default Windows R font. The font is so disgusted by itself that it's social distancing from the other words in the subtitles. Comic Sans would be preferable, it would at least be funny. Within 13 hours, I'd finished Homura Hime and unlocked all achievements. It's very short, but I think the time spent with it is quite valuable. It starts off great and remains that way the entire time. Every second was enjoyable. Maybe don't buy it at full price if its shortness concerns you, but on sale it's well worth it. As much as Homura Hime surpassed my expectations, it unsurprisingly does not have the polish and scale of a AAA action game with an endless budget, hundreds of staff, and the leadership of an industry veteran with decades of experience. It's a student project with 6 years of work put into it, and I think many will gladly throw their money at passionate creatives turning their ideas into reality. People like this are the future generation of developers, so I encourage supporting small-scale projects when they interest you.
Cause a child like me cries for a single fry, and a child like me really wants to fly. Cause a child like me really needs to rise, and a child like me really wants to. Cause nobody